Those who can do, and those who can't teach. You may have heard that saying before. I've heard it before plenty of times. But I heard it again for the first time in a long time a couple of weeks ago from someone that I admire, that I listen to. I admire his business acumen. I listen to his podcast weekly. And when he said it, it wasn't in a malicious way. He wasn't intentionally trying to be harmful. And I don't know that anyone is really when they say that. But this time when I heard it, it hit just a little bit different. And I had to disagree. I had to disagree. And I've heard it before, had never taken issue with it. Not something that I've ever regularly said, even before becoming a teacher. But now that I've spent a couple of years teaching, my feeling is that those who care teach, not those who can't, those who care. Welcome back to the Hospitality Hacks Pro Show, where we talk about topics in and around culinary arts and hospitality. And just for a few moments, I'm going to talk about this today because in your business, if you care, let's not even talk about your team. Let's talk about you. If you care about yourself, your physical health, your mental health, you'll teach. Teach your team how to take some of the load off of your plate. You're a leader in your space, but you can't do it all the time. You have to train up your team to be able to do inventory, do ordering, run the front of the house, run the back of the house, delegate responsibilities in your absence, step up to the plate, or else you're never going to get a break. If nobody else can do what you can do, it might feel like a little ego, ego thing, like, oh, I'm the best and nobody can do it like me. Yeah, but if nobody can do it like you, nobody can do it like you. That means you're stuck. That means when you take a vacation, you have to plan ahead and strategize and try to figure out how everything's not going to fall apart if you're not there. If you get sick, if you just want to take a break, if you want to sleep in and twiddle your thumbs for a couple of days, a week, a month, then what? So if you care about yourself, you'll teach. If you care about your team, you'll teach. Your team, your high achievers, your A players, they don't want to be stagnant. They want to learn, they want to grow, they want to expand, they want to add to their repertoire, they want to become more advanced, right? How can they do that if you don't teach them? You can't be afraid of teaching somebody that they're going to come take your spot or something of that nature, right? Teach. If you care about your team, you'll teach. If you care about your customer, your guest experience, you'll teach. Teach your team how to be better hospitality professionals. Listen and watch and take notes and go into your establishment from the customer perspective. Call, make an order, see what the process is like. What is the work through? What is the flow? If you care about your guests, if you care about your customer, you'll teach. You'll not only teach your team, you'll teach your guests how to interact with you and your brand. You'll teach them your standards. Listen, I again, I know no harm was meant in the making of that statement, but I just have to disagree. I have to respectfully disagree. Those who can do, have done, will continue to do, but those who care, teach. I teach because I care. Can I go make more money doing something else somewhere else? Yep. But I teach because it's a way to leave a legacy. It's a way to share knowledge. It's a way to impart something to someone that could be potentially beneficial to their life, to their livelihood, right? So if you care about yourself, you care about your team, you care about your guests, if you care about your community, you'll teach. And the next time you hear somebody say that, those who can do and those who can't teach, I want you to remember these couple of minutes. I want this to come to mind. And I want you to beg to differ with whoever said that. Because the person who said it sends their kids to school every day. During the pandemic, it was so many people in freak out mode because their kids were at home with them and they had to figure out how to teach their children. And their children were driving them up a wall. So respect the teachers. Become a teacher if you care. I'll talk to y'all next week.